Shauna, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't think we really need this cup and this string. I can hear you just fine. You're standing right here.
Oh, well, I don't think this seems to be working. So you're saying I don't need this?
No, I don't think so. Plus, I could hear you even if you were across the room and I couldn't even see you. I just know your voice, and it's a pretty small room. We don't need this contraption.
I think you're right. We don't have to use this anymore.
Girls, we're talking today not about hearing each other, but about how we can hear God's voice.
And just like Shauna knows my voice and doesn't need that cup or string to hear me, it's kind of like that with God.
I'm not really tracking.
Well, because you know my voice so well, you would know I was talking to you even if you couldn't see me. You would recognize my voice.
Oh, I get it. We do recognize the voices of people who are closest to us.
Exactly. And we can recognize God's voice the more time we spend with Him, which kind of reminds me of the story we're talking about today.
That's right. We're talking about the story of Samuel hearing God's voice in 1 Samuel chapter 3.
Samuel heard the Lord call him in the middle of the night, and he called him 3 times.
Samuel had a special message from God, and he got to give that message to Eli, the priest in Israel at that time.
And you know what, girls? God is still speaking today, and He wants to speak to you.
But how do we hear God's voice, Emmy?
Well, God speaks in a few ways. He speaks through the Bible, His Word. He speaks through other believers, and He speaks to our hearts.
That's right. And girls, we can trust God's Word. By listening to God's voice, He keeps us safe.
He does. And girls, you can trust His Word every day when you're happy, sad, or even afraid.
Emmy, that reminds me of our memory verse today. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalm 56:3.
I love that. Girls, let's say it together. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalm 56:3.
Good job, girls. Well, we'll see you girls next week.
Bye.